won't you come over? Dying to know where you came from. We're breaking open. Feel like our future's just begun. And all I know is that we lost time. If we stay right here, we could free ourselves inside. We'll stay awake forever. We'll hide away where no one knows. Let's run away together.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for round number 3 of Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club's 2024 GT World Challenge. I'm your host, Rahul Nasir from Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, bringing you the third extravagant round of this championship. We head to the Temple of Speed. We are live here at Monza. And what a racetrack we have here today. A lot of history with CMRSC and this track. And we're here today to bring you another classic. The GT3s line up out here today. A lot of close times on the board here, as you can check them out in current practice right now. But we are just 10 minutes of practice in, left to go before we get this event underway. Who is going to take it at the Temple of Speed? A very important round as we're at the halfway mark of this championship. It all comes down to this. We welcome you live out here as the guys are doing their last bit of practice. 8 minutes and 25 seconds to go in this practice session. Then we head into qualifying very shortly. But let's take a look at the stacked lineup we have out here today. Starting it off with Luca Andretta, your race winner of the Dutch Grand Prix. He's looking to go 2 for 2 in this championship, as after missing round 1, he's trying to claw back to the championship. The man in second place, who's been lighting up the timing charts, the Jamaican Jaden Harrison, trying to go back-to-back for solid results out here, as he had a great result in Zandvoort, looking to bring it back once more. In P3, it's your championship leader, Gabrielle, in the Aston Martin, looking to keep this championship lead alive. And looking pretty quick out there, running P3 with a 46. 146.8. We're going to see what he does in the long run. Sean Lee coming up next out here. Coming back, did not race at Zandvoort, but the last time we saw him was the first round of this championship. And that was Paul Ricard. Similar sights for this man over Brandon Pierce, has raced with us every round since for the start of this championship. Not the best of starts in this one first round though. P2, second round, he was out the podium. What does this mean for the McLaren driver? Can he pull it back here at the Temple of Speed? Up next, representing Italy, of course, the manufacturer, Ferrari, Klaus Klint, as he heads into the gravel momentarily, running P6. Fan favorite out here, of course, Ferrari, Monza, Italy, they go back. So we're going to see if Klaus can uphold that. Can we see the Tifosi go wild for Klaus? Up next, it's the guy he needs, Martin Webster, still finding his footing early on in this year in the Jaguar. We're going to find out how he does in this race. Last time out, we were at Monza, almost won it. Lost out in the final corner on the final lap of the first round of the DTM World Championship. Can he right the wrongs and potentially look for a race win? This time, a solid one to keep to the very end. Danny Nasir had he had connection issues out of the Dutch Grand Prix in the Audi. He's looking to bounce back. George Hull in the Porsche. Last time we saw him, he was in the air, facing the wrong way, upside down, the moment the lights went out. Well, it may have been a moment that we could all laugh at. George Hull's going to be looking to bounce back from a little bit of an unlucky start to that last round. We're going to see what he does out here today. As we look back at the first Porsche, though, Luca Andretti with a 146.787 as his personal fastest in the session. So we're going to see what he does out here. Luca Andretti mainly needs to focus on getting this race win and hoping his fellow rival, Gabriel, can finish just anywhere outside of the position below Luca finishes in. It's going to help him a lot in this championship run. And Jaden Harrison could be playing a key part in this race. Could even take the win. We'll have to find that out. Last time we saw Jaden this competitive, we have to look back at IMSA. But even then, looking back at that battle we saw between himself and Brandon Pierce back at Zandvoort, amazing sights. So, there's a lot to talk about here for this round. The top three, very close in times. 46.8, 46.8, 46.7. Qualifying may tell one half of the story. The race is going to tell the other. Sean Lee's up in there, solid times. Brandon Pierce, the top five looking spicy. So it's really going to come down to it. We're going to figure out who is going to be taking home the race win here for the Italian Grand Prix. 3 minutes and 13 seconds left to go before we get qualifying underway. One thing I do have to make is a massive shout out to our drivers who are running currently, as of time of this stream, the Daytona 24, the Rolex 24, hosted on iRacing. Come to the top of my head, Justin Nasir is participating in that one right now as we speak, as well as Dylan Moranti, Brandon Smith, and of course, yours truly, Rahul Nasir of Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, also running in that race. As of right now, I am not scheduled for my stint until a little bit later, so currently right now, Moranti is taking over the wheel on our team on Blackout Motorsports, so we give a massive shout out. Check him out. In fact, I'm going to link that stream Moranti is doing. Currently running his log stint. Show him some love on Twitch. He is also representing not just Blackout, but a bit of CMRSC on his side as well. When we look back here, 2 minutes to go in this session. Next week out, we go to the Hungaroring for round 4 of 6. We'll be seeing a lot of returning faces. Possibly we might see Justin Nasir come back as well. Let's talk about the final race that we had previously and the penalties that came with it. Luckily for this man, Gabriel, he does not have to worry. He does not have to serve any penalties this time around, so he'll be happy with that. He is able to challenge the top drivers. But we did have a penalty between Martin Webster, Jaden Harrison. If you remember, it was the end of lap 1, and unfortunately Martin Webster did get caught out. It almost looked like a brake check from our screens, but hey man, Martin Webster would never do that. He's not that kind of driver. We do not have any kind of drivers like that here at Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. Honest mistake from him trying to enter the pits, but Jaden Harrison, a little bit too close. Contact was made with each other. A 10-second penalty after race penalty was given to Webster. He finishes 9th after that result. Couple of contacts between other drivers, but one to mainly note was George Hall and Marlon Young. That was for the beginning, where you did see a Porsche go on its roof in the air. No investigation, no further investigation. Left it at a racing incident. 2 cars ahead of them, just too slow. Both of them went for the gap. And ultimately just shrunk down. "12 seconds left to go. 10 seconds, I should say now. Luca Andretti, fastest in practice. On board with Gabriel. Does he enter the pits? Do we see one more flyer from him? Entering the pits for him. So, your top 4 in practice. The top 3 I will add on. Look how close that is. Luca Andretta, fastest, with a 146.787. Jaden Harrison, P2, with a 146.821. And in P3, I just saw him for the moment, Gabrielle, 46. So with practice coming to an end now, Danny Nasir, facing the wrong way in the guardrail. Let's watch Klaus in the Ferrari, giving the Tifosi a little bit of love. Last car on track. Do want to give a shout out to the guys over at the BCRC community for allowing us to use these amazing GT3 cars. Go check them out. Much love to all of them, giving us an amazing GT3 championship that I wish we had from the very beginning of CMRSC. But there you see Klaus racing down the back straight as he exits through Ascari. I'm about to enter Parabolica in 6th gear, doing immaculate speeds that I was not able to check in time. Rounds out the final corner. Doing a live stream coming from Jaden Harrison. I'll be sharing that live in the chat. Go check that out as well. But that is the end of qualifying, the end of practice. Qualifying coming up. There are your current times after practice. It's Andretta, fastest lap there, 46.7, of course. 34 hundredths of a second just off is Jaden Harrison with that 146.821. Gabrielle, 54 hundredths, half a tenth just off from pole position, provisional fastest lap with a 146.841. 50 seconds to go before we get into the session. Qualifying about to get underway. The drivers are ready to get at it. "30 seconds on the clock." Gonna hop in the chat.
Oh, Rahul's here. Okay, never mind.
Yep, running already?
About 22 seconds.
I'm going to turn on push to talk since we're
Just in time.
Yep.
Let's go.
And yeah, just keep in mind you guys are live now.
Hello, boys.
Mic check, mic check. Guten Tag.
Oh, good.
It's
Hello.
your boy.
It's your boy.
All right.
Definitely not a sweaty boy.
Yeah.
Qualifying
Okay,
is underway. And with that, let the games begin. All right.
Good luck, boys.
As the drivers give their
And
last
also enjoy
good lucks,
yourself.
this is going to be a very interesting qualifying session, with the top 3 after practice looking very, very quick. No, don't push the talk, Luca. We want to hear your beautiful voice. Well, I think you might be able to hear him a couple times in this race when he likes to brag about knowing how to get the just fastest lap out of everyone else. Everyone almost out on track. Actually, no, everyone is out on track, I will say. Leaderboard is quite shuffled up. Majority of those names are actually not even on track. Yeah, no, well, yeah, on the track, Daniel Tabiter, currently P9. Wow, what a stacked lineup we have there on that. No, it's not updated just yet. As soon as the drivers come across the board, here, I'll lend you in a little cool thing. If we just drag this down, you're going to see a lot more names that are on this list who are actually just signed up for the championship. So there you go. It's just cropped out to the amount of drivers who are in session as of right now. Still could have a couple more head in as well. But yep, as soon as these times go across the board, you're going to be able to see everyone come through. So there's a 10-minute qualifying session for these guys. Luca Andretti right on the rear of Jaden Harrison as they come around Parabolica.
No slipstream.
Jaden Harrison says, Luca, no slipstream. Get out of here. Go away. But the Mercedes carries on the Porsche anyways. That's not going to be helpful. Jaden Harrison is ahead of him, so it's going to compromise his first turn. Oh my goodness, Luca almost running into the rear. But if Luca could keep this up, he has a free slipstream. Lending himself as a sitting duck almost as Jaden Harrison, so Jaden's going to need to maybe be a little bit cheeky, slow down the pace a bit on this first lap, possibly ruin Luca's lap time without ruining his lap time. You don't want to give your competitors any extra advantage out here. That's for sure. Everyone across the line to begin their flyers. As you look across the screens there. What's funny is, despite Jaden being the first driver to come out on track and the first one to come across the lines, Luca Andretti is somehow faster than Jaden on an outlap, despite Jaden being the driver who had came out before him. Regardless, though, Luca, half peer pressure, half slipstream as he drifts the car through Ascari. Yes, that is the right, yeah, that's the right coordinate. I know Parabolica is not Parabolica anymore, but I refuse to call it anything else but Parabolica, because everyone knows it as Parabolica. So Parabolica, they go through. Now, gonna be interesting to see what the times look like between these two drivers. Is Jaden gonna be faster, or is the slipstream gonna help Andretti out? So it's Luca who actually is gonna get the tow, and it's gonna help him quite a bit. A 46.898. Jaden Harrison has swapped over and backing out a bit. In the background though, there you see Brandon Pierce, but it's Gabrielle who goes provisional pole with a 46.837 for him. And a personal best for him, according to the server. Sean Lee up there, 47.6. Couple drivers left to come across the line. Danny Nasir, George Hall.
Klaus, if I'm close, could you please let me by? I'm on a really good lap.
Gabrielle completing turn 1 and turn 2 perfectly. Needs everyone clear out the way, I think.
Thank you so much.
Klaus is giving it to him. Yes, he is. Martin Webster, however, losing it on T1. Gets back on track. Luckily for him. Ah, no, unlucky for him. There is a driver around him, but no contact. Gabrielle, though, according to him, he's on a flyer. Let's see how much of that is true. 2 tenths up. A 10th up for Luca Andretti, and we saw Jaden back off, so I think he's just trying to stay close to Luca. But we're going to stay on Luca right now. He's trading sectors with himself. First sector, purple. Second sector, losing out on the time he had gained, lost, whatever you want to call it, around his Parabolica. He goes, though. 4 minutes and 30 seconds for all of them. You do not want to go off the track. It's not about contracts. It's about the fact that it actually slows you down if you go outside the white lines. No improvement from him. Jaden Harrison, same ordeal. So we got to swap over to Gabrielle, who is flying, in fact. This is going to be a massive improvement if he can carry it on to the start-finish line from a 46.822 now. 46.822 for him. 76 hundredths of a second just off is Luca Andretti. And 86 hundredths of a second off is Jaden Harrison. What do they have to say for Gabrielle? Gabrielle would love a pole position out here, would extend his points lead. Of course, 1 point for pole. Both drivers all on the ball right now. Jaden Harrison, though, a bit quicker as they go through the Lesmos. Personal best from George Hall, a 156.02. It carries him up to P8. Jaden Harrison really hustling the Mercedes. Trying to stay close. We're gonna see through here. Sector 2. What is Jaden gonna do? He's a 10th up on his personal, but not a personal best. Not a session best, I will say. It's a personal best for him. Gabriel, though, just off the pace. We're gonna see in Sector 2, has he found improvements? No, but he's doing identical times. Luca, however, takes it to the pits. Jaden's not gonna have his slipstream anymore. But around the final corner, we're gonna see what he does here with 2 minutes and 40 seconds to go. Can Jaden bump down Luca? No, he cannot, but finds purple in the third sector to 46.965. 67 hundredths. Just under. It's shaking up to be a good one out here. Gabriel, has he found the improvements to improve that 822? No, he is not. A 47 dead. Just off, but the consistency of these drivers, immaculate. So far, though, Aston Martin, P1, Porsche, P2, and then it's P3, P4 for the two Mercedes. Two manufacturers maximum. Two drivers per manufacturer maximum. So you're seeing two Mercedes, the only two Mercedes in this championship, Jaden Harrison, Sean Lee. I will say, that's a stacked lineup of a team if they were to team up together. Pretty stacked lineup. Martin Webster, personal best of 50.429 P8. George Hall sits in the pits. He's gonna exit out though. 2 tenths down, Jaden Harrison. 9 tenths down, Gabriel. So a bit of a throwaway lap. Time to relax before we get to the final laps underway. To see who takes pole. Take a look at some of the other drivers. Sean Lee, P4. Brandon Pierce, P5. 2 tenths up. Can he get on the second row? Is that McLaren? Brandon Pierce and Sean Lee have had a great rivalry at Paul Ricard. So I'm going to find out if that might change. Brandon Pierce as he enters Sector 2. Ooh, a little bit down on time. Check this out, though. 1.6 Gabriel finds. Let's see how Luca's gonna steal this one. Steven, I'm not too sure. Gabriel finding 1.6 seconds. Time's not gonna count. I assume he probably cut the track somewhere. Is Luca gonna steal one? 25 seconds. Luca's on his final lap. Gabriel's on his final lap. Jaden, oh no. He took it to the pits. He's exiting pit lane. Yeah, he's on an outlap. His qualifying is actually done. Interesting. Sean Lee, no improvements. Brandon Pierce, nothing as well. 2 battles to watch. The battle for P1 and the battle for P4. Luca Andretti, is he gonna steal it? The checkered flag is out. The bottom 3 drivers in the pits, their times are done. Danny Nasir also going to take it into pits. Sean Lee as well, so Brandon Pierce has a chance to improve there. Check this out though. 80 up on his personal, 86 down on his personal. So back to square one for him. Not looking good for Luca unless he can pull off a fast one here. 31 hundredths, 2 tenths down is Gabriel. Gabriel's not fighting for pole anymore. It's down to Luca as he comes around the final corner. Does Luca steal it? Can he put it down? Racing to the line, Luca Andretti from P2. Stays P2. Gabriel is safe. Around the final corner for him. 2 tenths down. He's not going to improve, but he's safe. Jaden Harrison, unfortunately, on an outlap. He's not going to be able to improve. Brandon Pierce, though, eyes are on him next. Can he take down Sean Lee? That 47.6 is on the line. He's doing a 47.9 as he exits the final corner. Can he get onto the second row. No, he cannot. He improves with a 47.7. But unfortunately, he's a tenth and a half down. That's qualifying complete. Wow, great qualifying from the guys. The top three looking spicier than ever. Wow. And check that out. Check that out. Within a tenth. Within a tenth. Insane. All right, let's go congratulate your top three. All right, congratulations, your top three, Gabrielle, Luca, Jaden. And it's fun to note, the top three is within a tenth. Good qualifying. Jaden Harrison still on the ball there. Luca Andretta as well. But we're going to get into qualifying.
We are not in a tent, but almost. Almost got it.
Oh, is it? Is it almost? All right.
Yeah, almost. 6,000.
Oh, I improved, but not enough. GG.
Oh, you were still on the time.
How are you still on that time? Checkered flag came out and you crossed it.
Yep, but someone else was still on track, so...
Oh, really?
What?
Yeah. Yeah,
Interesting.
my delta was a bit iffy because I was behind Jaden, right? And then every time it counted the slipstream on the delta, and it was so confusing if I was going faster or slower.
Moment there for Luca. Even
Luca,
then.
you cheat.
Yeah. I know.
Cheating bastard.
Hey, it's fair.
Yeah.
Yo, Luca.
Good stuff.
See.
I had a 5 on my delta. After second sector.
Yeah,
I had
I know.
a 0.5. Oh my god, when Klaus let me by. Oh, I just... God damn, I hit the curb.
We'll let the guys talk for a moment there, but an amazing qualifying for the drivers there. 1:20. This is going to extend Gabrielle's points, though. Let's take you through the points while we're at it. I don't have a graphic on screen for you guys, but I can tell you the numbers manually here. So... After round 2 in the Drivers' Championship, Gabrielle is leading with 64 points, followed by Brandon Pierce with 49 points and Klaus with 39. P4 goes to Luca Andretta, so you can see missing one round is very costly. But we're at the halfway stage here, and there is a chance he is quite a ways behind as Luca. Brandon and Klaus right now are really fighting for this championship at the moment. They are the closest ones to Gabrielle. So a great result from them. Definitely could put him up there, especially beating out your championship leader. That is the most important one with how the points are formatted here. Martin Webster rounds out your top 5 there with 32 points. And as the drivers head to the grid, the 2024 Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club GT World Challenge. We're at Monza, and this race is coming up next. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Welcome out here to a wonderful clear skies of Monza. It's the Italian Grand Prix. Getting ready to go underway. Now, what a lineup we have for you here today. A lot of drivers ready to go racing here at the Temple of Speed. Let's take you through qualifying. After a stellar result, it's Gabrielle who takes pole position, followed by Luca Andretta. After that, it's Jaden Harrison, the top 3, so close, almost within a tenth. P4 goes to Sean Lee in the other Mercedes, followed by Brandon Pierce in the McLaren. P6 goes to Klaus Klint. 7th, Danny Nasir. 8th, Martin Webster. And 9th, George Hall in the Porsche. So with 50 seconds left to go in this one, make your predictions early on. Who's going to take this one if you haven't already? Make sure to hit that subscribe button. We are so close to 500. It would mean the whole world if you do hit that subscribe button. That's a good place we could find ourselves watching this grid. That's a great place. Awesome. Don't have to use the drone camera for this one, but 22 seconds left to go. All bets are off. All the chips on the table. Winner takes all here today. As the lights come on. The drivers rev their engines up. Let's do this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 lights for the third round of the Italian Grand Prix. We go racing. Decent start there from the top 3 as Jaden Harrison tries to cover off Luca Andretti as he sits down into P3 on the outside. Gabrielle taking to the inside, going through turn 1. It's always dangerous in an online session. Not for CMRSC. We keep it clean. Oh, hold on, I say that. I may have jinxed it. Danny Nasir gets the rear end tagged along from George Hall. Damn it, I may have jinxed that one. That's my fault, guys. That is my fault. I did not mean to do that. Danny Nasir gets back underway. Back down to the top 3. And the whole pack, there you see the McLaren trying to go through, can't get it done, but Jaden Harrison was able to get the jump on Luca Andretti. And now Jaden trying to go for the big one. Already trying to contest for the lead here early on. Battling through here, the Porsche's gonna follow very close by. Down the straight they go now. We're gonna see who takes this one as they all snake through, coming to Ascari. And there you see the top 3. Oh my goodness, they're all on top of each other. There you see Luca pulling out to the outside. The Mercedes trying to hang on to a slipstream. It's almost like Gabrielle is giving the Mercedes a slipstream. No defense in the inside. Contact is made. Contact is made between the top drivers there. Huge contact. Luca Andretti making contact with Jaden Harrison. Did Jaden turn in? Did Luca turn in on him? Drama at the end of lap 1. Sean Lee, though, promoted to 3rd. Brandon Pierce 4th. Luca, the 1 car in his sight. All right, we're going to currently review. Yeah. It just heads up, we're going to review that one. Between Luca and Jaden.
That sucks.
Yeah, copy.
That would have been fun.
Yeah, I know. That would have been sick.
Unfortunately, though, the dream of the top 3 fighting each other comes to a screeching halt. But Jaden Harrison is going to be right back at it. He has a bit of side body damage. Early on in this race, he has 2 cars to get ahead of him. Oh, the rear end is getting a little bit loose from him. Let's go back to the front runners. 4/10 the difference between the Aston Martin and the Porsche. And the stewards are actively reviewing that incident between the top 3 drivers there. What had transpired? That is the question we all have in this early stage of this race. Gabrielle, though. Trying to go for it. Oh, apologies for that. Gabrielle defending the inside. And Luca trying to get a run on the outside. Can't get it, but he's going to tuck back in. Get a bit of slipstream. Tuck back out. They're side by side on the front straight. Fastest lap to Luca. Gabrielle's going to have the inside, though. Almost shades of Verstappen and Hamilton. Can they keep it clean through turn 1 and turn 2? Gabrielle on the inside is going to take the move. Luca's going to back out of it.
Nice.
Respectful racing from the 2 drivers. Looking back, though, there you see Jaden Harrison trying to close up to the McLaren. Brandon Pierce, Sean Lee able to get away. He sees the top 2 drivers. Hey, if any incident comes between them, Sean's gonna be right at it. He's gonna be leading this race, and he is very familiar with the top step. Incident between Luca Andretta, Jaden Harrison. Will be reviewed after the race. So, after a bit of review, it doesn't look like anything can be worked out now this early. Hold on a second. Gabriel getting it all wrong through the exit. It's going to allow the Porsche of Luca Andretta to take the lead. But for how long? We know Gabriel loves to send it down the inside when he can. And Gabriel is right back on it. They're on top of each other once more. Gabriel on the outside. Door to door at the line. Trying to find the best camera angle for this one as they enter turn 1, but this time it's Luca on the inside. Can Gabriel hold it? No, he cannot. Switch back possibly. The door is shut just momentarily. They don't lose a bit of time between each other. Gabriel's still trying to find a way to get back in this. On the hood camera now.
This is fun, man. Holy.
Gabriel looking to the inside. Tries to get it. Side by side with him. Through the next couple of corners, they're still side by side. Luca, contact with the leader.
Lord.
Oh my
Go.
goodness. Sean Lee is going to take the lead. That is what we were waiting for. That could have happened. Jaden Harrison takes B2. It's a Mercedes 1-2. Are you serious?
I didn't want to, but...
We were fearing it was going to happen. We were fearing it.
What happened?
I tried to use the curb, but the curb, you know, it just pushed the car out wide because the tires weren't contacted to the ground.
Let's work together and overtake them. Let's not fight.
Yeah.
Luca and Gabriel, unfortunately, it transpired between them. Contact. Like I said, Verstappen and Hamilton at Monza, they're still fighting though, although they said, hey, let's work together. But who wants to lead? That's the question. Mercedes 1-2. Are you kidding me? I don't think Gabriel's going to put too much of a fight. I lied. Gabriel around the outside. Is Luca going to let go? They're still fighting. Sean Lee leads this one. At the Italian Grand Prix, who would have guessed it that would have happened this early on? Jaden Harrison in second position as well. They're still fighting. Are they going to back out when they get to T1? Martin Webster in the pits early on, and looks like Luca is gonna back out, allowing Gabriel to go through. However, both cars damage, lots of damage between them, and I think Gabriel might be just a bit off the pace.
Oh my God!
Almost swiping the rear end.
Contact you like that, Jesus.
Luca Andretta, I think Luca
Yeah,
might be the quicker car. Gabriel might just have damage to him. And that McLaren behind them, Brandon Pierce, he's gonna keep his eyes very much open for a chance to overtake. Gabriel saying, come on, man, we can't be fighting. We gotta get him. We've already lost 2 seconds to the guys ahead. But wow. 9 minutes into this race, and so much has transpired with the top 3 of Jaden, Gabriel, and Luca all on top of each other to contact between 2 of the fastest drivers in Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club. How are they going to fare with the Mercedes 1-2? Oh my goodness, Sean Lee leading this one. Hey, the last time he was leading it, he led it almost towards the very end. But this time, Gabriel has damage. This is not looking well for his championship. Is it hampering his top speed? We're gonna find out, or is it just the slipstream that's so powerful here at the Temple of Speed? Wow. What are they gonna do? Are they gonna work together? Is Luca gonna try a move early on? One thing's for sure, though, the top two are gonna want to spread their wings and get out of here quick. Luca, though, he is closing up. We still might see a bit of action unless he's gonna back out. Not too sure. No, he does back out. But we're still gonna keep an eye on it, though. Gabriel does not look like the quicker drivers. They both hop over the sausage curb. These GT3 cars can take that after all. And doesn't give any cut track to him. But the top five, oh, so close with each other. 6th and 7th between Klaus and George Hall, a bit separated. But interesting to note, Martin Webster has made a pit stop. I'm not too sure if Danny followed through, but Webster on the 5th lap of this one, going for his early stop. Last time he was trying to do that at Zandvoort, couldn't get it done. And unfortunately, contact came between them. He's trying to replicate what he did at Monza a year ago, I assume. Maybe it can work out. We'll find out. And check this out, a little bit of bump drafting.
Does that not work? Is that unstable for you?
Now you kill me, man.
I will say...
Bump drafting won't work.
That is an interesting tactic. I'm not saying no to it. Race control is fine with it.
Would be able to bump draft, but I guess it's really unstable. I'm just not going to touch you at all anymore. Sorry.
Now, interestingly, Jaden Harrison, I guess he realizes that the rear guys could catch up to him at any moment. He's come in for an early pit stop. That now leaves Sean a little bit vulnerable now that those two guys only have one car to overtake.
The team is really strong.
Yeah.
But I get Luca's idea. However, Gabriel was not here for the Cup Series, so I don't think he'll understand how powerful bump drafting is in Assetto Corsa. It's a very, very unique tactic. But we'll see in the long run how it goes. But right now, Luca's slightly suffering. Right now, staying behind the Aston Martin. On pit exit, though, there you see Jaden Harrison. But entering the front straight now is Martin Webster. Danny Nasir, though, unfortunate troubles for him. Not where he wants to be, especially with that contact early on. Sean Lee, though, leads this one. And there you see in the background, Gabriel, your championship leader. What is going to transpire in this race? We have never seen Luca and Gabriel so close to each other for this long. It's always been sprites, a little bit of action here and there, but never all at once. But ladies and gentlemen, we are getting a treat out here at the Temple of Speed. We'll check out the current lap times now between the two, now that they've got a little bit of space between them. 48.0 from Sean Lee, 47.1 from Gabriel, 47.4 from Luca. So it looks like Gabriel has found himself a bit of pace now. And he's closing in on Sean Lee very fast. How is Sean gonna react to these two drivers coming in at this hot of a speed? Sean, he's down to put up a fight. He is no stranger of defending the race lead. He'll do everything it can take to keep this one alive. While Luca and Gabriel hold off for now, we'll find out if it's worth it in the long run. But there you see 1.1 actually, 1.3. They have closed up quite a bit. I'm not too sure if Sean made a mistake, but I think if he hasn't already, Sean is going to be staring at his rear mirror knowing that Gabriel is under a second. And worse, Luca is under. If Sean is smart, he'll pit as soon as he can. Interesting. As soon as he can get away with it. Sean could. I think that's what Jaden's idea was. Oh, hold on a second! Sean Lee off the track! Oh no! Sean Lee! An error has come between them, and I think these two guys can now resume their battle! And I think they are. I think Sean should pit early on. If I was him making that mistake there, I think it's like, all right, let's just get into the pits. Let's see what we can do. He's gonna stay out. He's gonna watch these two guys battle because Luca and Dretta.
Isn't it illegal?
Watching this one. Yeah, don't no overtaking over that white line. If you did, just back off.
Yeah, I let him by again.
Yep, your borders are between the white lines.
All right, copy that.
Luca Andretta getting
at
a
this
little
level,
bit.
You got to use everything you got at hand, all your tools, every piece of arsenal.
Give it all you got, Luca. Let's see what you can do against Gabrielle. Here they come once more. Oh, this is gonna get exciting. Trying to look for a move, can't get it done. The last thing we need is more contact between each other. Encourage these guys to start fighting as soon as possible. Oh man, these guys want to fight each other. 9 concurrent viewers, thank you so much for tuning in. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button, so close to 500 subscribers. And like the stream if you're liking it so far. This is what Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club is all about. These two are the fastest drivers going head to head. Luca pulling to the outside. Oh, this is a tricky section, that's for sure. Door to door, and a wow around the outside. The Porsche is gonna get through, drifting it.
Oh my god.
Even Luca is shocked that he was able to keep that move down. But he was able to. And your new race leader, Luca Andretta. What can Gabrielle do about it? Trying to see if he can stick in that slipstream though. Watching the delta at the bottom of your screen. 427, 430. Is it going down at all? Not too sure. Danny Nasir making an overtake on a mistake from Martin Webster. Puts Danny up into P8. And oh, contact!
Whoa!
Contact between the two again! Are you serious? That's gonna allow Sean Lee back in the lead! Brandon Pierce is up! Are you serious? Alright, guys, let's be a little bit civil there.
I hit the brakes a bit for you, Gabriel.
Luca Andretta and Gabrielle have made contact again. It has now allowed Sean Lee to go back in the lead, and now Brandon Pierce is in P2. Hey, let's load up round one once more. Oh. Gabrielle in the gravel?
Gabriel, please don't tell me the curb just lagged somehow.
My mistake.
We're hearing from Team Radio. We didn't see it
No,
live.
man.
Doesn't matter.
Oh, that was such a good fight.
I lost focus, man.
Easy guys.
Yep, let's keep it clear. Let's keep it clear, guys. Long race. Sean Lee wants this chat to be quiet. Not too much chatter. We're not gonna allow too much chatter in there.
Watching that back on stream.
All right, let's keep it clear from now. It's a long race, guys. Lots to catch up.
Sorry.
All right, so let's get back into this one, shall we? Sean Lee is now your race leader once again, 1.6 ahead. Brandon Pierce in the McLaren P2. No stranger to the top 3. Luca Andretta losing out his partner in crime there, as Gabrielle making a mistake. A little bit too much on the sausage curb. Look at how much damage is on the front end and the rear end, for that matter. There you see the Mercedes going by. 1.6 between the two. One thing we have not seen is a fight between Brandon Pierce and Luca Andretta. At this rate, Jaden is probably in net first. That's a good thing to spot there, Steven. With all the incidents going up ahead, Jaden's early pit stop might be working on the long run. I know Martin wanted to replicate that too, but he has made a bit of mistakes, allowing Danny to go through as well. It's not helping him in the slightest. Will it transpire in Jaden's favor? We'll have to find out. 25 minutes, 48 seconds left in this one. Let's go to the rear of Brandon Pierce, though. As you see the Porsche closing up to the pink rear wing of the McLaren. The Aussie, Brandon Pierce, fighting the Swiss Superman of Luca Andretti. How's this going to transpire? Last time we saw it, Brandon Pierce was not too much on the pace as he was this time around back at Zandvoort. So we're going to see how Luca's going to fare against him. This is a whole new bit of action. A new competitor Luca's going up against. Sean Lee, not too far up the road. The top three, very close with each other. Gabriel just a ways behind, quite a ways behind, 10 seconds. As they had to do the braking zone, Luca trying to take a page out of Gabriel's book, tried to dive bomb it. Brandon Pierce saw it coming, left the space open, but on corner exits, a drag race, but Brandon's gonna tuck in Luca Andretti. Good research. Emily Lee in the chat, good luck to my favorite guy. And I assume that's your race leader in the Mercedes, Sean Lee. Brandon Pierce. Is he gonna try to fight back the Porsche? The Porsche's already, wow, what corner exit? I think possibly Pierce is probably gonna want to stick back, maybe watch his lines and then prepare to pounce back. Oh, Luca though, almost running off the track. May not be too long until Brandon can have another opportunity. Out of position. We'll go back on board with him. 9.3 between Gabriel and Brandon. And looking like a rocket ship. Exiting Ascari is that Porsche. And now Andretti can start to focus and chip away on the race leader, Sean Lee. The BTCT Legends champion, Sean Lee. He's going to be watching his mirrors, and this time I don't think he's going to want to make the same mistake like he did earlier. Keep your head down there, Sean, and fight with all you got, because Luca is going to be very, very tough to defend from. That Porsche is very quick, but it's not about the car in this championship. It's mainly about the driver, how much confidence you have with the set of wheels you are given. 22 minutes left to go. This race is flying by so quick. Monza always giving us a classic. We love to be here every opportunity we can. Sean Lee between Luca Andretti, 1 second. 9/10. 8.9 between Gabriel, Brandon Pierce. Gabriel, if he finishes like this and if Luca could win this race, that's going to be huge. Taking a look at these drivers' standings in the points. Sean Lee is currently P6 with 26 points. Luca is 35 points clear. Sorry, not 35 points clear, 35 points total. Brandon Pierce is mainly the one who's going to be gaining a lot in this one, as he is second place in this championship. Danny Nasir coming in for his pit stop. Martin Webster able to be home free now. No distractions. 5/10 now between Luca and Sean. Now putting myself in the driver's seat, if I was Sean Lee, what do you do at this stage? Do you defend or do you pit? Luca is going to go for the undercut. That is going to be a little bit of trouble for Sean Lee. Providing if Luca can have a good stop, this is what we like to call the undercut. The driver behind pitting. And since he's going to have fresh tires, oh, it's going to be very, very interesting. Let's check out Jaden on the back straight.
I thought my setup would work, but it didn't save, I guess. We got one of those AC moments again.
Luca Andretti. trouble in the
What
pits.
My setup didn't load, so I had to manually set the pit stop.
Oh,
If you do it
no.
perfectly, you'll gain time.
Klaus enters the pits. Jaden Harrison around the final corner.
A little bit, yeah.
Might be a bit of a race coming out here. There you see Jaden trying to gain through. Oh, he's got him. Clear. The Mercedes overtakes Luca Andretti with all the amount of incidents that has gone down. Jaden on his quest to get back up to the front.
I have like barely 2 laps, so I can still make it to the end. Because I didn't know how much fuel exactly.
So, Luca Andretti might be on a fuel number going towards the end of this race. That's going to be music to this man's ears. No! Suddenly head first into the wall! Trouble! Gets it flicked over 360 back on the road. Oh no! Sean Lee in the same spot that he had lost out. It's happened, but worse. Your race leader. That. Sean Lee's gonna be kicking himself. Wow. Unbelievable. This race
Please let me by.
is just full of
Danny, please.
everything. Gabrielle looking to get the move done on Danny. Danny's staying clear out of the way. Wow, Sean Lee in the pits now. That is heartbreaking. That is very heartbreaking. Wow. That has just shocked me. That has just shocked me. Brendan Pierce! Brendan Pierce has retired! Oh, what is going on in this Italian Grand Prix? Gabrielle is leading! Brendan Pierce is out! I didn't see anything happen. Is it connectivity? What? I am shocked, ladies and gentlemen. We're gonna get a word. As soon as we get the word in the paddock pen, we're gonna let you know. But Brandon Pierce, who was momentarily leading the race, is out of the Italian Grand Prix. Sean Lee, trouble for him as well. He's out on track though in P5. Wow. Wow, I'm a bit speechless now at what just happened. But yeah, we move. First word we get, we're gonna let you guys know what transpired in the matter of like 2 minutes. But there's a bit of light at the end of this tunnel if you're looking for some action at the end. Gabrielle yet to pit, 30 seconds just off of the leaders. Luca Andretti and Jaden Harrison between each other 2 seconds. And if you remember, the last time Jaden was here and he was near Luca, contact was made. After first sight, it does look like Jaden may have turned in a little too early, but it is deemed to be an incident that the stewards are going to look at after the race. So it all comes down to this. Gabrielle, 8 seconds he had between himself and the drivers ahead of him the last time he was around. His last time was a 47.8. Jaden Harrison, fastest now, 47.1. Very, very interesting as we are 30 minutes into this race. It doesn't feel like that. It honestly does not. But 16 minutes and 42 seconds of this action-packed Italian Grand Prix comes down to it. The top 4 goes by this. 4th place, Sean Lee. Bitter disappointment. Making a costly mistake through the exit of Ascari. He sits 4th position, but with the way this race has been turning out, I wouldn't be surprised if we see him with one final shot for the race lead. Luca Andretti, P3, 2.1 behind Jaden Harrison. Luca finding himself battling every driver under the sun. He's had a crazy race himself. We're going to see how he does towards the end of this one. Jaden Harrison, as we aforementioned, P2. One of the earliest to stop, the second earliest to make a pit stop. The earliest one was Martin Webster, but a couple of mistakes from the Jaguar drivers left him sitting in P5, a little bit in no man's land, but the top 5 nonetheless. Jaden Harrison, though, making his pit stop and making it work. And of course, your race leader, Gabrielle. Now, I will say, in terms of estimate time, tires and fuel are very quick. This championship requires you to make a mandatory tire change. As there you see a 46.9 coming from the Mercedes of Jaden Harrison. About 35 seconds you should expect from a stop that includes not skipping your box and having a clean stop with your crew. 35 to 37 seconds. The way Gabrielle is sitting right now, it's a little bit tight. A little bit too tight that he would like. Remember, before the stops, Gabrielle was about 8.7 behind the top 4. So even when he makes his pit stop, he has a bit of work to do. And with 14 minutes, he's really going to have to pull off a miracle out of this one. I think he should be able to get Sean Lee, though. Providing Sean keeps this one on the track. But a bitter disappointment once again for him. But, hey, 14 minutes left. A lot can happen in 14 minutes. 31 seconds, though, between Gabrielle and Jaden Harrison. Does he pit? Yes, he does. The leader is in a little bit too slow. Almost. And, well, this is going to answer it. Your final driver to make his pit stop. Excuse me. Final driver. What's this gonna mean? Here comes Jaden and Luca. As he still sits in pit lane. He's at the entry of pit road. That's gonna mean these two guys are gonna get past him. But how big is the gap? He's out. Rolling out now. 46.8, 46.9. Jaden Harrison has Luca's number. Oh, it's gonna be a killer. Come on, get out of there, get out of there. Full speed enabled. Here we go with every driver successfully making their pit stop. Gabrielle comes out in 3rd position. Sean Lee just behind. 4 seconds. Gabrielle has 13 minutes to close down 10.8. Luca Andretta, 2.4. Jaden Harrison just has to keep this one alive, and Broccoli is gonna go wild for Mercedes. Mercedes has had a roller coaster of events out here, seeing a handful of their leaders having issues. But Jaden Harrison is looking solid out here. What does this mean for the championship? I don't know, but if Jaden Harrison can pull this one, this is going to be a huge win for Young Knight Racing. Winning against basically the man who's been dominating Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, Jaden Harrison, that's like winning a race against Max Verstappen, no matter who you are. That is an accomplishment in a dominant era where you always expect one man to take it. This championship is really going to get exciting if things stay how it is. But there you see your championship leader going past our screens. Luca Andretta, 2.5. We're going to look at the lap times between them. Let's see. Jaden coming across the line this time out. It's going to be a 46.9 for him. Luca, 47.0 in the Porsche. Watching Gabrielle now across the line. Nope, that's a mistake from me. He is on his out lap. There you go. Now he's on a flyer. 11 minutes and 20 seconds to go. So far, the only retirement we have seen out here is... negative, not able to. If it's real penalty, I'd let you know, because I would also get that on my screen. that is your Tifosi. The man who's carrying the Tifosi on his back, Klaus Klint. His teammate, Dylan Moranti, running the Daytona 24. Not too sure how he's doing right now, but I think Brandon Smith, who was going to take part in this race, I think he's just going to support and spot for Moranti. That is A-okay with us. All right, Luca Andretti really pushing this car, hopping over every curb he can, puts it down to a 1.9 with 10 minutes to go. 12 seconds is Gabriel. Unless these two guys up ahead make a mistake, Gabriel might have to settle for P3 and to watch out for the Mercedes in the background. .47.6, 47.1. Luca wins the battle on that lap. But we're under 10 minutes. Time has gone by so quickly. We finally got word from the pen. Brandon Pierce, unfortunately, disconnection. So in the racing world, we're just gonna call that the engine blew up. So sad, very sad for Brandon Pierce. P2 in the championship. This was huge points, huge points for him coming into this race. Unfortunately, though, yeah, just that's just super unlucky for him. 2 seconds, though. I did hear the Porsche really struggling through those curbs as he enters through the first Lesmo. But these drivers do have one extra lap. Another thing is to note, Luca could potentially be on a fuel number. Personal best from George Hall. Luca Andretti, when he entered his pit stop, unable to get all his fuel in the car without losing time. And by doing so, I think Luca, either he's on the bubble or he might need to perform a bit of lifting and coasting. Look how aggressive he is through Ascari. Parabolica to go between these two drivers. Are we going to see anything special towards the end of this race? Hands are up. I don't know. We will just have to wait and find out. Ladies and gentlemen, watching the stream wherever you are around the world, do not go anywhere. 8 minutes left to go in this one. They're almost doing identical times on the 20th lap of this race. 8 minutes to go. We've been racing here for 38 minutes of 45. It all comes down to it. Can Jaden Harrison, with the pride of Jamaica on his back, can he pull off a monumental W? It's gonna shoot him up big time in the points, with Gabriel finishing P3 if things stay how it is, or is Luca gonna win this one and those points are gonna get even closer? Luca needs a race win. Might I remind you, Luca needs to win this race desperately if he wants any shot. Once again, he's the one who missed out on the first round, so he just needs to go back to back to back to back wins in the final 4 races. Luca Andretti, 35 points. Gabriel, 64 points. That's P4 and P1 respectively. Jaden Harrison, though, P9 with 21 points. This is going to shoot him up, though, if things stay in his favor. 1.3, though. 6 minutes, 44 seconds. Between the top 2 drivers. Looking down the order, let's go through the drivers so far in this race. Of course, we got to talk about the retirement disconnection from internet issues for Brandon Pierce. P9, Danny Nasir. Sorry, P8, Danny Nasir. Lonely race for him. A bit unfortunate. Ever since turn 2, lap 1. Facing the wrong way. Of course, Stewart's going to look at that between himself and George Hall. Running a lonely race, but points nonetheless. In P7, though, Klaus Klint, of course, holding up to Tifosi in the Ferrari Valhalla. 7th for him. Another bit of a lonely race for him. But as it comes down to the end, P7 holding it down for Valhalla, doing them proud. P6, George Hall in the other Porsche. He is not upside down this time around, so he's looking solid for this race as he's in P6. Car ahead of him, though, is this man. Martin Webster in the Jaguar hasn't had too much luck in the first 2 races in this championship. A P5 is going to be simply lovely, as Verstappen would put it. Personal best for him as well. 49.9. P4, Sean Lee leaded this race. Got overtaken after the pit stop phases. After more incidents, led this race once more, but an incident going head first into the guardrail put him out of contention. It's a moment that I think is going to be it's going to be a flashback in his head for this week, I will say. It's going to be something very hard to let go. This was an opportunity for a race win or a podium. We don't know. One thing's for sure, though. Sean is going to pick himself up after this one. He's going to learn from everything that has transpired. He's going to jump back at it. But 7 seconds ahead of him, though, is Gabriel, who sits P3, looking pretty solid for him. But he did make a mistake of his own as well. Can't forget about that. Even though having contact between himself and Luca, they respected each other. But it was mainly Gabriel who, we didn't see it live, but I assume, unfortunately, making a mistake on the sausage curb, throwing his car into a frenzy. Sean Lee, personal best, 47.3. P2, Luca Andretti. Like I said earlier, he has done everything, battled with almost everyone in this race in the top 5. Top 4, I will say. I don't think he has fought against Martin Webster unless it was at the start of this race. But 2 seconds behind Jaden Harrison with 3 minutes and 45 seconds left to go in the Italian Grand Prix. Just 3 more rounds to go. Next week, it's the British Grand Prix at Oulton Park, a fan favorite of many, a very difficult track, and should really spice this championship up. We're going to find out how that transpires in just 7 days' time. But Luca, this is going to be huge if he can get a race win. But finishing ahead of... Luca goes off track momentarily. Finishing ahead of Gabriel is step 1. Step 2, though, is you need to win every race you can get. Because there you see in the background there, that Aston Martin is always looming and always reminding him that he's still ahead in this championship, even if it's just by this much. But in P1, as it stands, it is Jaden Harrison. Jaden, of course, is still under investigation between the incident between himself and Luca Andretti early on in this race. So it's still up for grabs to see what's going to happen. Could be an end-of-grid penalty that even Gabriel had to serve. Could be a racing incident. We don't know. We're going to leave it for review until the end of the race. But as it stands right now, he's just going to have to brush everything off for what this race has been so far and look at the positives and look at what we have left. 2 minutes left to go, and he has a gap of 2.5 seconds. The Mercedes just has to survive for 2 minutes and 1 lap, and victory is going to be his. Luke, on the other hand, you can see him. He is pushing this Porsche as hard as it can go. This is where Andretti is going to have to show every single stop at what he has learned in his sim racing career to show the world what he's made of. Can he pull off what a lot of people right now could be saying is the impossible if Jaden Harrison stays consistent? It's been just a year ago. It was Martin Webster against Daniel Williams. The fight for P1 to the very end. This year, it's Luca Andretti versus Jaden Harrison. Same track. Slightly different scenario, however. We're going to take a look at the lap times. This is going to tell us if it's going to be make or break. Sean Lee, yellows for him. Faces almost the wrong way. 46A, 47-0. Jaden has his number. Martin Webster Is he anywhere near? Oh, wow, he is nowhere near Sean Lee, but the attack that Sean Lee was probably preparing for Gabriel might be going down the drain, and might I add, it is the exact same place where he has made a mistake almost 3 times. Sean Lee off the track. Don't know if it was contact in the wall. But we are into the final 30 seconds. I think we're at the 2 to go. We should be at 2 to go. As the gap between Luca and Jaden. 2.5. How hard is Luca gonna push this car? With only 2 laps remaining, is he admitting defeat and just carrying this car to the end? I don't think that's like of Luca. He's really gonna get this car to win. Look how much, not leaving a single inch on the table for that space. But 2 to go for these drivers. Through Ascari they go for the second to last time. Over all the curbs, almost into the grass. 2.3, 2.2. Barely gaining anything. Jaden Harrison, on the other hand, gonna begin the final lap of this Italian Grand Prix. No other battles that are as close as this one here. Luca Andretta, one more chance to do it. White flag in the air. 47.5, 47.3. 2/10 faster. Luca Andretta, Jaden Harrison, 1 to go. Danny Nasir is going to be the next up for blue flags. I know Danny's going to get out the way knowing that there's a battle for the lead. 2.2, 2.1, 2 seconds for the first 2 turns. Jaden, I know he's probably going to be watching the car ahead. Really going to be careful on this final lap. No mistakes now, bringing it home for Jamaica. Through the chicane, 2.1 it is. Oh, Luca pushes, but it's now up 2.3, 2.4. Losing out just a bit. Luca's gonna push with all his might. Danny Nasir up the road. Staying predictable off the racing line, allowing Jaden Harrison to go through in the Mercedes. He thanks him as they go through Ascari for the final time. Oh, it's a little bit bumpy, slows the car down a bit more than he wanted to. Home free, a corner to go for Jaden Harrison. What a race. What a race this has been for the Italian Grand Prix. Action everywhere. This race has been a classic. It's going to be one to watch for a long time. Round 1 goes to Gabriel. Round 2 goes to Luca. Round 3 goes to Jaden Harrison. He wins it at the Italian Grand Prix. What a race. What a race that was. Luca Andretta finishes in 2nd position. The championship leader exits the final corner to finish 3rd position. This championship is, in fact, on its head. We're in for a classic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I'm surprised you didn't catch up. Bro, I'm literally running stock.
Now we will talk.
I have like 7 wing or something. I don't know how. I was catching up to you, Jane.
When on the straights?
No. On the straights, you were gone, man. I'm stock setup. I have 7 wing.
Oh no.
Like, bro. I was driving as fast as I possibly could with this car. Nothing would work. But you, I noticed your car is absolutely like, it's a devil in that 2nd chicane. Like,
Yeah, it's
Jesus.
just good on this track. If it wasn't for that, the car would struggle because I had to pit early and my tires are dead right now.
Beautiful comeback, man. I mean, how did you do a 46.6, man? That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. I had on Delta 46.5 in quali, but this car on high fuel, it just drives like dog shit. But you did it with high fuel, with race
Apologies
fuel. Apologies
to the language there.
What the? Like how?
Yeah, this car is insane on Monza. It just because it have the fuel in the back, it just oversteers the car when I have fuel in it.
That's
A little bit
crazy.
faster.
I see.
That's
Alright.
crazy, man. That's crazy.
What a race. Let's go talk to the top 3, starting with Gabrielle. All right, Gabrielle, slide you up here. What a race that was for you. A bit of an action-packed one. Unfortunately, probably not the result you wanted there at the very end, but P3 nonetheless. Take us through that one, Gabrielle.
I mean, what can I say? It was a good race at the beginning. The car felt, for some reason, like on the first race, how I was saying that on high fuel it feels sluggish and really like understeery. Well, it felt also like that here. So I couldn't break away from Luca, and the slipstream was really strong. Then we had our incidents, and yeah, Luca, when he overtook me, he broke early. I didn't want to hit him from the behind, so I lifted, and then I wanted to take, you know, like the outside side of the chicane, the second chicane, and there's a huge curb which just made me jump, and then I hit the wall, and I had a bit of damage. And yeah, then I was just trying to keep my head down and maybe see if the guys in front of me make mistake, but they haven't. So big congratulations to Harrison. I mean, that was a beautiful drive, like a really good drive. He deserves the win, especially after making that comeback when he had that incident with Luca, when I was quite sorry for him. But I'm not sorry for him anymore because he won. So beautiful drive. Hopefully we will have great fights in the next race. And yeah, that was fun. Shame that for me it didn't last till the end.
Great result for you regardless, Gabrielle. Fantastic result from you. Congratulations on that P3 result.
Thank you very much, and yeah, I'm very happy for the. I'm really excited for the next races.
Indeed, we are too. Dragging him back in there. Let's get second position. Sliding you up here, Luca. A second place finish from you there. Wow, that was a great battle you had with Jaden from the very start of the race to the very end. Take it away.
Oh man, I mean, yeah, I put so much work to get in the setup that works quite decently, and I mean, we had a good start. Gabriel was very, I mean, we were all very aggressive at the front, you know. Gabriel, me, Jaden, we were battling it out. Then there was the incident with Jaden where, from my side, it seemed like I was side by side with him, and then he kept on pulling over, you know. And then I was already trying to be next to the track, at least from what I remember. And then he just drove over in a kind of, you know, like a American police takeout thing. I don't know what it's called. Yeah. Anyways, no, it was a fun race. It's kind of a shame that my setup wasn't like in for some reason. And I mean, I'm kind of confused. I think it was, but at the same time, I don't think it was, because my gearing, I set my gearing in a specific way that the 6th gear is very short to get a little bit more top speed out of the car. I was running 2 wing or 3 wing, something like that. And when I went into the pits, I cycled through 1, 2, and 3 for all the pit stop strategies that you can put, and none of them were there. So I'm confused. How do I have my 6th gear for my setup, but then my pit stop strategy did not load? I'm very confused. But anyways, it was fun, and I'm excited for the next one. I can't hear you.
Apologies, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
I think the best thing to take out of this one is you are finishing ahead of Gabriel since you are behind a race from him. So championship-wise, in the long run, it is helping you out, but of course you want to aim for race wins, and a P2, I'll say, is still a great one after that terrific comeback and result from you there. Of course, you and Gabriel giving us basically what happened between Lewis and Verstappen here at Monza, but just on a whole different level. But glad you guys kept the respect between each other, let each other go through when that happened. But yeah, overall, a P2 result. Any last thing you want to add?
Jaden's car is so fast in the second chicane, like holy. That's it.
that'll swiftly bring me to Jaden because, yeah, front engine here at Monza, incredible. That is just... that was a wonderful combo, and it worked out beautifully. Jaden, what a comeback. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Never thought about it. After that incident, I was like, I don't know about this one. Maybe a top 3. I know he has the pace, but to win it? Insane. Jaden, take it away.
Yeah, I was really doubting the car in this one, but I figured out the curbs, you could hop them a lot in the wreck. So a couple minutes before the race, I actually restarted a whole new setup, changed the suspension and everything, and it kind of paid off there. But yeah, I didn't really think a P1 was possible going into this one, but the car is really driving pretty good around here. And the incident on the first lap, I think it was more of a racing incident because the grass was there. Luca was kind of pressuring me there, trying to keep me on the outside line, and I think I just got a little unsteady and just being that close, and it caused the accident. But it was good. Had to pit early. Tires were not lasting towards the end, but good race from everybody, and I guess it just paid off in the long run, the luck.
Yeah, I mean, then again, the early pit stop was also a blessing. The undercut did in fact work against a lot of these guys, and eventually it did put you 2 seconds ahead of Luca exiting the pits, and that was able to get you to the very end. So yeah, congratulations, an amazing result. And yeah, with just 3 more rounds to go in this championship, that is our 3rd different winner. Congratulations, fantastic. I'm gonna sign off the stream here. You guys can talk amongst yourselves or go back to race chat. That's up to you guys. I will be back shortly. But what a race that was. Incredible between the top 3. I am wow, awesome race. Never in a million years, man, did I see that one coming. But it was Jaden Harrison, followed by Luca Andretta and Gabrielle. That's your top 3. Flipped a little bit from qualifying. Actually, almost flipped entirely. That's gonna do it though. Actually, let me just double check. Yep, flipped entirely from qualifying. That's gonna do it though for Monza. Best race of the championship? I think I might say so. That was an amazing one to watch. Something that we're going to be visiting back for days to come. Thank you everyone for tuning into the stream. Last but not least, before I forget, just want to say one more good luck to our main drivers, Justin Nasir, Brandon Smith, Dylan Moranti, all running the iRacing Rolex Daytona 24. We wish them best of luck. This race was incredible. I'm gonna send some links quickly here. Show some love. I'll send a couple of these drivers here. This is, if I can get it sent, that is Jaden Harrison's perspective. Show him some love. Hit that subscribe. Brandon Smith, his perspective of the Daytona 24. And here is Moranti. Show them love. The long rate they got, almost halfway in that one. As for us, next week, it's Oulton Park. 7 days time. Can't wait. Just cannot wait to see how this championship transpires. 3 races done, 3 different winners for the first championship of 2024. Caribbean Motor Racing Sim Club, hands down, the best place to race.